Hi guys, welcome to Dheeraj Mahajan channel. I am GCP 10x certified. In today's session, I will let you know how to create a GK private cluster and access it from the cloud shell. So, in the previous session, I have already let you know how to go to Kubernetes cluster in GCP console. So, concerning the same way you can go, but today I will let you know how to. But by simple, we have to follow some steps and we will do that. So, screen is in front of you, so I am doing. So, click on the create. So, it will ask you to again for the autopilot or standard, right? So, for this I am showing for the standard cluster. Go to standard. Right. You can keep any name of the cluster, right? For example, let me give it the test cluster. Test. It should be the small letter, right? Location. Okay, it is asking me something, so let me test only. Okay, no worries. Right. So I'm keeping it zonal, just for there is no need to be provided for location to be specified. I'm keeping it the zonal, right? Version and release time I'm keeping as it is, but as you go by the production and something, I will go to the stable channel. This is the best for the production time. So to create a cluster, so in present case, so I'm not worrying about the specifically how many nodes I'm taking on, but for demo purpose I'm just kicking with the one number of the nodes, right? So it's just for demo, right? So based on your requirement you can go with, right? So our main concern is that how to create a cluster which specifically create a private cluster specifically that can be used from the cloud shell. So you have a networking option in your cluster. If you see here, go there. From there you can select your network, right? Let me see if I go with any of the network. Let me VPC API, right? So it is asking it's not in the range. I will go because the location I have chosen, it should be like this. So I have taken the one of the VPC that is submitted in the US Central only. That's why it's come there. Here I have to select the private cluster. When I go, so it's a private cluster and accessing the control plane using external IP. That means I can access the control plane using the external IP that is allowed in a master authorized network. I have to give the first of all IP of my control plane 172.16 1.16.0.0/28. So I will keep the rest things the same. Our main concern is that add the control plane authorized network. That part we have to enable to authorize the network from the cloud shell for in case of our private cluster. So I will click on the add authorized network. So I will just write shell there. So concern is that how to get the IP of a cloud shell, the public IP of the cloud shell that I am authorizing. Just I have a command. It will give me the IP of my cloud shell. Just copy the IP, paste it with the /support option, right? Keep it done. Keep the rest things are same. No need to do anything, right? Just features and everything I am keeping the same, right? Just going and I will create it, right? So when it gets created, so I will let you know we are able to access the Kubernetes cluster from it's a private Kubernetes cluster, but I am accessing it from the cloud shell because I have authorized the shell range in the master authorized network. It will just take I think 2 to 5 minutes to create a cluster, right? Meanwhile you can check there, right? So you can keep checking so how much percentage for the cluster to be there, right? So it's a private cluster, right? So it's a test cluster, zonal cluster. You can see control plane region is the US Center 1C, default node pool, it's all there. Version I have taken the stable that is specifically used for production versions also, that is a 1.27, that is a stable latest version, right? So internal endpoint, that is a specifically private endpoint, you can see there. And you can say control plane, there is a IP assigned to the control plane, that is this IP should send, that is managed, the control plane is fully managed by Google, right? So this is the authorized shell network which I allowed. The shell can access this Kubernetes cluster from the outside, no one can else, right? When I give this IP, that means I am able to access this GK private cluster from the outside, from the shell only, not outside means from the shell only. I need to authorize a particular network to access the GK private cluster. So let's wait for the time that will take. I think it will take some time again. So let's wait. Meanwhile, I am keep checking all the things are going fine or not. So 33%. So it is configuring. Normally it will take 7 to 8 minutes when you configure any cluster. So it normally takes 7 to 8 minutes. So it's in a deploying mode, right? So it will go for the health check, right? So after that it will specifically go for the all other parameters. 50%, it is 56%, it is showing all done, right? So we are in the halfway of getting the cluster. 64% now, right? You can keep seeing this. 67% deployment configuration stage is done, deploying stage is done. Now we are on the health checkup. Let me check the nodes are coming up or not. In the meantime, it's 60%. Nodes are up, right? Default pull. We have one node, right? With the E2 medium is the machine type, container optimized OS is the OS, right? Almost we are in the done state. 67% is done. So node pool is already created, right? So presently it's showing no error. And let me see something in the logs. So I think all good. So you can view the log from here, right? If I say severity, any critical warning, nothing there, right? Anything about emergency, nothing is there. Any alert is there? No, all fine. All station showing all fine. You can view the logs, right? Everything. So by default, it is a default mode, debug mode, info mode. All depend upon your requirement. So all okay right now. I think 67% still showing any app errors, completed work. So no unknown, no departure, all fine till now. Let's wait. Right. I will show the storage option also, right? Okay. Yeah. Observability. So it is a health checkup mode, right? You can see there. You can observe this CPU, memory, network storage. These are all observability. So you can for the FMR storage, Kubernetes events. So all this you can find observability. Just like it says, it's a default monitoring dashboard, right? You have a networking, you can see there anything is going there. Default monitoring dashboard. Any workload state you can see there. You will see there, right? Presently no workload is there, right? So this is a pods, that is when Kubernetes cluster is getting created, so it is creating some pods, right? So it is showing that. So control plane, I hope all fine presently, right? Okay. So any excited GPU, we do not take any GPU. I think no GPU should be there, right? Present case, right? So we have no TPU, no GPU, no TPU, no GPU load I have taken right now for testing purpose, right? So we are in the 83%, so we are almost in the stage of completion, almost. It will take another 2 to 3 minutes, then it will get completed, and then I will show how we will get this cluster get access from the load shell. Let me check. It is showing cluster was created successfully, so almost cluster get created, right? So if I go to cluster, let me go back. Okay, cluster get created. Let me minimize it, so it's created, right? With 2 CPU it's created. So you can see private cluster. I will access it from the, I will just click on connect, copy this, I will run this command, authorize, kubectl, get nodes. We will able to see the number of the nodes there. You can see that we are able to see the number of the nodes. See, able to see, we are able to set private cluster from the load shell. You can see that. Okay, let me run this command again so that you can able to see again in a clear mode, right? If I remove the IP, if I remove this IP, let me show you again. If I remove this IP, right, let me go here. See, if I delete this IP and update the cluster, no? Right? I think save the changes. So it will give me error that you are not able to set cluster from the cloud shell. Right? I'm just trying to update it. I have removed this shell IP, so it is showing it is done, updated. If I try to Kubernetes get node, that will give me the error. It is not able. So that's why authorized network is very important. You can see it is not giving any output, right? Thank you guys, thanks a lot, thanks for watching. So I hope you understand how to set the GK private cluster from the cloud shell. Thank you guys, thanks a lot.